What a somber day. Here I was thinking it was going to be a good weekend. Scotty Scheffler just won the PGA Championship.
Yeah.
I mowed my lawn. Had a really good day.
There you go.
Playing with Scout. But we got to do this now.
Well, I'm happy we're doing this right here, you and I.
This is great.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. PMLP, so excited to be back. Welcome in, everybody. But we do have to, we have a task that is It's not probably why it's been so long since we've been on here, is we've been pushing this task off.
I think that, when something's hard, but you want to do it, it's kind of fun in a way, right? Like, you're like, I'm looking forward to it. You try to, do it well. But when you're just dreading something, you want to push it off and push it off. And this is kind of what that's been.
Yeah. So today we're going to be interviewing the champion of PML last season, Cody L. Ollier. And, God, I just got to say, we got to say a couple things before he joins us here. You'll probably see this later. Yeah. But, I mean, I was explaining this to somebody that we had to do this. And I was like, they're like, oh, is this his first time winning? And I had to say, no. Nope. Third time.
Nope.
And back-to-back champion.
Yeah.
I can't say this later to him word for word, so I got to say it now. He's currently the GOAT of the league. Not only does he have the most rings, he's also the only one to ever go back-to-back. It's terrifying and not happy. He beat me in the championship. That doesn't feel good either. So
I think this is enough fluffing him up.
That's it.
I say we bring him in. Ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa. Everyone's going to be excited about this.
Yeah, we were just hyping you up and saying a bunch of really nice things and how excited we were.
All right, so Cody,
that's exactly what's happening.
No, we were. You'll see. You can watch it later.
Yeah.
But anyways, we got a bunch of questions for you. And I'm just gonna start off with the obvious, easy one. Mm-hmm. How does it feel to be a 3-time champion and go back to back, completing both those tasks in the same year? How do you feel?
Feels great, but obviously it's kind of what's expected at this point. The first one, a lot of celebration and stuff, but now it's just business as usual, and I'm ready to do it again next year.
Oh my gosh!
So Cody, I wrote down a few questions. The first one I wanted to ask was, what is your problem, man? Who do you think you are? You know what I mean?
Yeah, good questions.
So if you could just answer those two for us.
I don't know where to start on that, I guess. Who do I think I am?
Sure, you can start there.
Champion, for one.
Set him up for that one. I was coming.
Yeah.
Funny, I guess. Cute, some would say.
All right.
Not many. All right, enough of this.
So, I will say, for those maybe that aren't, we have many viewers across the country here, Cody. So just saying, for those that don't know, Cody, his team name was Give Me That Win. I think you added the win part, the original.
I think it was Give Me That. Originally, it was Give Me That Win, and then this year is Give Me That Again.
So that's 2 years in a row you had the same team name because you had the same star player in Jahmyr Gibbs. Before I ask the question, can you give me your best, Give Me That impression from the skit?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Give me that.
There. Oh, okay. All right. That's
I'm joking.
Oh, guys, he's just joking. He doesn't mean it.
My question is, was it Gibbs or was it you or was it other players that led to this back-to-back victory? Where do you put the most weight in what you did?
That's a great question, actually. Obviously, number one, it's me. Number two, large part, it's got to be Gibbs. Just a lot of guys. Brian Thomas.
You did have Brian Thomas. That's a good point. Yeah.
But obviously me because I drafted them. So
I've got one for you, Cody. First 4 weeks of the season last year, you do not score over 100 in 4 consecutive weeks. In fact, you have 2 weeks where you won with less than 79 points.
Wait. He won with less than 79.
With less than 79 points. So I want to know, real question, week 4, were you is this season gonna like? Am I just getting lucky right now, or are better days ahead of me? Like I'm sure, trust me, no one knows better than me what 4 weeks into the season with a questionable time is like. But I'm curious where your mind was at and what you thought about your team at that point.
Well, first off, and no disrespect to this guy, but I'm assuming one of those wins was against Ben.
Yeah, so week 1 was 78.22 to 74.18.
Okay. Yeah, again, no disrespect. He had an injured team, but I'll drop the stick for this question.
Wait, real quick, I gotta say.
Hold on,
did you say he's the most injured? Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Let him go. Let him go.
No. I'm second most injured. I'll let you guys figure out who's first. I'll drop the shtick for this question. I'm sure there's plenty of text to back it up, but I guarantee I was texting how my team sucked and I was done for, and yeah, that was pretty scared.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there. Obviously, I was pretty ticked off. Like my first week, 98.14 points. You know, like I would have beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams in the league, and I start out with a loss. I'm going to make this as much about me as I possibly can, by the way. But so like seeing that obviously hurt a little bit. But yeah, I'm sure it was tough going.
Yeah. But, hey.
Go ahead, Matt.
You alluded to this earlier when you mentioned BTJ being a big part, but I was curious, like, other than Gibbs, which player do you feel like helped the most? Is it BTJ, or was there somebody else on the team you felt like you helped the most?
Matt, I'll be completely honest with you. I forget who else was on my team right now.
I thought
All right, let me do this for you, Cody, because I thought this might happen.
I had Jamar.
Hold on. This is going to come up later. Don't talk about Jamar yet. I have a question prime for Jamar. I'm going to read your championship roster top to bottom to include bench pieces. Baker Mayfield, Jonathan Taylor, Jahmyr Gibbs, Brian Thomas Jr., Jamar Chase, Mark Andrews, Deebo Samuel, Terry McLaurin, Zay Flowers, DeAndre Swift, David Njoku, Jameson Williams, Justin Herbert, Jerome Ford, Alexander Madison.
Squad. Damn.
Yeah. I probably would have won by more if I wouldn't have drafted Deebo too. So.
Well, I can say like highlights from here and that. Baker was QB4 last year. Did you draft Baker?
I doubt it.
Because you did draft Caleb Williams. We all know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll notice he wasn't on that roster.
No, he wasn't on that roster.
I believed in him for a long time last year too. He was coaching.
You also picked up Mark Andrews off the waiver wire because I had him and I dropped him. I didn't draft him, but like he got bounced around. You picked him up, and you're the one who believed in him to keep him through it. And obviously, he had a crazy good ending to the season. So anybody there you like off that list that you just feel like you really loved?
I mean, obviously Jamar. Mm-hmm. I mean, always gonna love him. I won't say any more about that, but he's always my number one guy. And then Baker.
Yeah. Well,
Baker put up some big weeks for me.
He really did.
Yeah. He was QB4 last year, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's big time. So that'll just kind of jump right into my question then. After week 4, before week 5, in that gap, we made a trade on this podcast. Well, it was announced on this podcast. Jamar Chase for T. Higgins and Josh Jacobs. T. Higgins finished. It's not telling me. That's awesome. Can I get an assist from Matt on a little Google search? Fantastic. And then, here we go. I got it. Josh Jacobs was number 5, and T. Higgins was number 17. Is that accurate? Or was
sounds
that
good. Sounds pretty accurate. Yeah.
And then Jamar, obviously, we know what happened there.
Yeah.
Number 1.
So, do you regret that trade? Are you happy with that trade? Overall, how do you feel about it?
Overall, happy with it. I think I needed his consistency at the time, which I wasn't getting, and then you then got at the end of the year from both T and Josh Jacobs.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So I kind of felt like it was honestly one of those rare trades that actually did help out both teams for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, for sure. And like we talked about, you didn't draft Baker. I think you picked him up. You didn't draft Mark Andrews. You picked him up, and both were like stellar at the end of the year. And like I've never won a championship, but like from what I've always been heard and been told, like that's the prime. Like you have your consistent, all your other pieces, Gibbs, Jamar, all those pieces, and you can plug in some guys that just win the last couple weeks. I mean, Gibbs went bonkers the last couple weeks too. Like he
did.
David Montgomery, I think, was out for the last half of the season. And,
he was injured. Yeah, I don't know if he was back for the last game, but he was injured for a lot of the season.
Yeah,
I think he came back during playoffs. Like,
yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
NFL playoffs, not fantasy. Yeah.
Okay.
But damn, yeah, well done. Chip, any other questions before I have like some more like not about last year, but about future stuff?
No, I just want to say I think it's cool what Matt just talked about there. You don't win the draft. I'm sorry, you don't win the league on draft night. And that's been true every single year. You can lose it on draft night by doing things like drafting Caleb Williams in the 8th round, but you can't win it. So just some hope for the Bens of the world.
Yeah, because I mean, you look at past champions like Ryan. I mean, he had some waiver wire guys that went off in the championship.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, yeah, it makes you got to have both put together.
First year I won, I picked up that running back for the Dolphins. His name was like Ahmed something.
Yeah. The
Clock Kid, yeah. That's a good question. You talk about the first year you won. I hate it. That you've won 3, which, like, honestly, I gotta say this, Cody. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had won 3, I feel like there's so much more pictures of the trophy being sent in the chat, like so much.
Oh
like,
my gosh, it's crazy.
And I would have like decided the draft. I would have decided the draft order, like to win. Like this guy's won 3. We have to do this 3 times in 3 of these summers. Where do you keep the trophy? That's one of the questions I got for you. Where do you keep the trophy?
So it's on my TV stand in my bedroom. I don't think that's going to be allowed when I move in with Julia, so that it might move somewhere else. But
yeah.
Do you find yourself, if I can just ask this real quick, do you find yourself looking over to that trophy at any particular time? Like, is there any moment where you're like doing something and you're like
in the bedroom,
you're there and you're like you're supposed to be focusing on one thing? For example, let's say you're watching a movie and the movie's supposed to be really intense and like getting your full attention. But do you find yourself in that like sweet, gentle moment looking over at the trophy and kind of feeling something more?
100%.
Yeah.
Usually it's at the like most important part of a movie. Some call it the climax, I guess.
Yeah, you have like the rising action, the climax, the falling action. Yeah, no, I understand.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, Matt, I think I know where you're going to go next, but if we can take a little bit, Cody, there was you went out and reached out to a company about an ad for a sponsorship for this particular podcast, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Do you want to go ahead and shout that company out? And I think you have the script. You just got sent the script from the company, I think. So if you want to read that word for word. To our listeners, we'll be quiet and listen.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get this up real quick. You guys still see me?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, hey guys, just wanted to take a quick break to shout out the sponsor of this week's video, the Soothie Pacifier Binky. Now, I personally reached out to this company to ask about partnering up because I've been using their products for a few years now. Let me paint you a picture. You're having a decent year, maybe a 4-2 start, but then week 7 comes around, and next thing you know, your best player goes down. We've all been there, myself more than others. It sucks. And the first thing anyone would want to do is grab their phone, hop in the PML chat, and start bitching, complaining, sobbing like a baby, sitting in a soiled diaper about how no one in the history of fantasy football has ever suffered more player injuries than you. I'm sure we're all thinking of someone right now who does it, but not me. I've always been able to stay strong and not complain. How do I do it, you ask? Rather than reaching for my phone, I grab a Soothie pacifier, like cozying up to your mother's chest or sucking on your thumb. The Binky helps you calm down and not throw a temper tantrum. Guys, I can't tell you how much this product, how well it works. If you're interested in a free 1-week trial of this product, visit soothmylittlebottom.com/Cody. In the http soothmylittlebottom.com/Cody for 10% off your first purchase.
Yeah, thanks, Cody. We appreciate that. It means a lot.
That's a good deal.
Our sponsors, they're what keep this thing going, and we wouldn't be anywhere without them. So shout out to the Soothie Pacifier. Man, there's definitely a few people in the league who really could stand to take a lesson from you and just grab that pacifier and just suck on it like it's the elixir of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I usually have the most injured team, but I just kind of move forward and I don't talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm not usually the guy on Sundays sending the most messages, no one else responding. I'm just kind of watching the game, seeing how my guys do, and we move forward.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's awesome. We appreciate that kind of insight.
Yeah. Thank you for that. All right, so we already decided trophies in the bedroom. Which of your 3 championships did you love the most? I didn't have this one prepped, but just like hearing you talk about the first one, I'm like, shit, we got 3 of them. Which one did you like the most?
First one's got to be my favorite. Just kind of breaking through. There's something about this last one too that felt good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess it's first one, and then right behind it is this most recent one.
Who did you beat in the first championship?
What year was it?
The 2021, maybe?
Was it Parker?
I want to say it's Parker.
Who was it last year? It was Parker once.
Yeah.
I have give me that. Who's laughing now was probably Patrick. King
That was
Henry was
Patrick.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Let Dalvin Cook. Was that Cody?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
That was Cody.
Maybe
Cody
it was
beat.
Patrick, too.
No, you got hold on. Give me 1 second. Let Dalvin Cook was
That's
almost
right.
back to back, and I think that was Patrick. Yep.
Oh, you beat Pat.
Oh,
Kept him from going back to back. Wow. And then years later, you're the one to go back to back.
Yep.
Oh man. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to take another question, Chip, because that leads me right to this.
Please.
Who scares you most in our league when you see their name on the other side of the matchup for that week? You know, it might be team dependent, but over the years,
ooh,
who scares you the most?
that's a good question. Trip's never a fun week. I feel like his
That's a good
team is
answer.
always very, very good.
It's a good answer.
Ethan's another one that hasn't seen the results as much in the playoffs, but he always has a good team.
Yeah, it's not an easy win when you go against those two. I think that's a good answer. Flip side, who do you feel every week, every year, who do you feel the most confident when you see their name pop up that you're going to beat them that week?
Chip, why do you have a smirk on your face? Look, I'm sorry, Chip. Your team has been rough the past couple years. You know, it's been nice to see your name pop up.
Would it have been nice to see my name pop up week 1 last year when you scored 78 points and I scored almost 100? Would it have been nice then? Would it have been nice then?
Chip, can you pull up? Can we get? I should have had this data ready. I want an all-time matchup between you two, like record. I'm pretty sure you can do that. You can access like.
Yeah, you
My
can access
goodness.
that. I think.
Let's. Any guesses, Cody? What do you think? Who has the
How many
edge here?
years?
This has been 6 years.
Okay, I bet I'm
2019 through 2023.
42.
Say again.
Oh, wait. Do we play each other twice?
Sometimes, some years you don't play each other twice. It depends on the schedule, but just do you think you have the advantage or does
I
Chip?
think I have the advantage. Yeah.
I'm doing my best here, guys, but
I'm
I'm
not
not
sure.
sure how to find it.
That'd be a pretty awesome thing. I would really love to see
Yeah.
Chip actually be the one winning here. That'd be pretty awesome.
That'd be pretty sick.
I found it.
All right. Oh, he's got a smirk too. Damn it.
I was close. Actually, no, I wasn't close. It's 7-2 in my direction. 7-2.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Matt, can you hear us?
Matchup.
Yeah, you're frozen on
so
my
you didn't hear-
screen.
You didn't hear me, did you, Matt? Yeah, that's right. It was 7-2. Most recent matchup, 121.44 to 92.98.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Hey, Matt, real quick, just exit out and come back in. You're frozen on my screen. I don't want to lose anything. It shouldn't take too long. All right, now that guy's gone.
Yeah, just you and me. This is
Oh,
how this podcast should have been
my,
the whole time.
this is my nightmare.
Yeah.
My absolute nightmare. All right, let's get this guy back. Thank God that was horrible. All right.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Matt, you got any other questions? I'm tapped out, so.
I have one, and then I know we have two we
Yeah.
agreed upon.
Yep.
Why are you such a tease for trades, Cody?
Oh, Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for asking this question.
What do you think goes into that?
Honestly, it's not intentional. I think I get cold feet.
Nope.
I get scared.
Yeah.
I think you get off on it. I think there's a part of you that likes to get someone going. You like to send someone an offer, and they say, okay, I'll do it. And you go, I don't know, I have to sleep on it. And you go into the bathroom and look at the trophy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you and I made a trade this year.
Yeah, we did. But we can't. That's not fitting my narrative right now.
No.
So I'm personally am really big on completely disregarding facts that don't directly support my narrative, what I'm trying to do. So
That's how the
as
show-
far as this conversation right here goes, we never made a trade.
Yeah. There you
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair. It's your podcast.
Just to keep it real with you.
go. All right. Now here's a question the whole league's been wondering. Chip, you want to? Yeah, Chip, you go ahead.
I would love to. There's two. Let's start with maybe the more fun one. I think the league wants to know, how are we going to decide our draft order this year?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. I've
Shoot.
got the second question answered, but
Okay.
I swear to
you know,
God,
we leave
Cody.
everyone wanting a little bit more.
All right.
Remember how the last question asked about you being a tease? And we gave you this question before the podcast started so that you could answer it live on air? Do you remember how that happened?
Second, yes.
I will say I'm not trying to enable it, but I want it to be good. So hey, if you're not ready, it's not good. Let's not force it. So
Matt,
would
last
love-
year
I would love
he
suggestions.
waited until... Go ahead, Cody.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Last year he waited until a week before the draft, and then I decided how to do it and made him think it was his idea, and then we did that.
Yeah.
So I think applying pressure is starting to become appropriate,
Ooh.
or else we're gonna have.
let's do this. Cody, can you give the listeners a date in mind to that you're gonna, that they're like, oh cool, Cody's gonna have it, like a release date, kind of giving us a teaser. Release date. Any ideas?
Hey Siri, set a reminder for June 18th at noon to tell everyone how we're going to decide draft order.
Oh, that's exciting. All right.
Okay, 1 month from today,
Yeah.
June 18th.
June 18th. That's exciting.
All right. Well, since we don't get an answer to that question, you damn well better have an answer to this question. Draft location.
So I do have an answer to this question. Just circling back real quick. Everyone text me any suggestions you have. I am open to fun ideas.
Love it.
Not because I can't think of anything, but just I'd love
Oh, is that why? That's not an issue for you? You can come up with one right now, no problem?
maybe. Okay, so back to this one.
Oh, shoot.
Okay. So maybe we could do something before the draft to determine it, just because I know, and I do love doing that because I know how much Chip loves to prep before. So if he doesn't have any time, I know how mad it makes him. Anyways, sorry, I'm trying to go back to a date I had. I was searching if olives go bad in the fridge. I just made pasta salad.
Nice.
So, draft is going to be August
boy.
29th, Columbus, Ohio, followed by August 30th, noon p.m. Eastern Central Time. Ohio State takes on the Texas Longhorns.
Just a quick question. Eastern Central Time. Can you elaborate on that?
Excuse me, Eastern.
Okay. Just want to check. I wouldn't want to be late is all.
That is
No, yeah.
That's Labor Day weekend, right? Yeah, that's oh dude, hell yeah. That's a fun weekend. Let's go.
Yep.
Ohio
Heck
State.
yeah, man.
We're gonna throw it back to the first time I won it. I believe that was the year we also did it in Columbus. So
That was the year Patrick won it, but that's neither here nor there.
I think you're both right. I think Cody won, so he picked Columbus for the draft. That draft is the one that Patrick won. Like, it's where
Correct.
yeah. So, yeah,
Oh, that's yep. Because I remember him draft night now.
yeah,
Yep,
multiple
he
tight
doesn't,
ends.
but we do.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, let's repeat. Night in Columbus. That was a good time. All right, so we'll do
Man.
that.
Matt, quick question on that note.
Ooh.
Speaking of last time we were in Columbus, do you plan on getting behind the bar at Standard Hall and serving us beers again?
I will, as always, try my hardest.
That's all we can ask for.
Yeah, I'll be there. We'll do it. Man. Cody, before we sign off, before I let you go, we have an awesome summer planned of PMLP episodes, some Dynasty episodes. I hope people listening can hear that. Like, we got some bunch of Dynasty episodes we're ripping out soon. Some PMLP stuff just for, like, the redraft league, like the normal PMLP. Some awesome content. Is there anything you would love to see on the PMLP this summer edition? What do you want?
Maybe you guys with less clothing on.
Summer, yeah.
We can do that. No, that's something we could talk about.
An outside
Swimsuits.
episode.
Yeah.
No shirts on. Maybe
Okay.
a
Just
little
guys being dudes.
Yeah. Sun's out.
Fun's out.
There it is.
Some good segments. I'd love to see you guys. I'm sure you kind of already had this planned, but predicting standings for next year, results. I'm sure that'll come right before it. But
Yeah.
even before the draft, I'd love to see
Wow.
what you guys think there.
Okay.
Maybe even, well, you guys probably don't want to do this, but like you're on mock draft for the first round or something.
Oh, can't do that.
This guy wants insider intel.
Yeah.
He goes back to back, and he's like, maybe I can get more.
Yeah.
That's all he's thinking right
It would
now.
be fun. I would like it, but
You guys.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
We'll see.
Okay, we'll just
Can't do it. All right, man. Well, we've got some awesome stuff. Thank you for coming on. Hopefully, we don't have to do this again next year.
Yes.
We'll have, probably myself, but in some miracle of God, and then someone else will win. But go ahead.
I do have a question for you guys, actually.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Maybe we're going to talk about this later on, but what do you guys think about punishment?
Oh, I
Kind of
love
gone two extremes.
Yeah. I'm so glad you brought that up because I had a thought the other day. I don't know who got last place. I forget.
Yep.
I forget.
It was
Yeah.
Grant, but
It was who?
Grant.
Really? Okay.
I
I
think.
couldn't remember. I was like, was it Grant? Was it Ben?
It was. It was Grant.
See, that's what I mean. That's the issue with it. We don't even know.
Yep. So I think we need to go back to the other extreme, unfortunately.
Yeah. Damn.
But yeah, sorry for the buzzer beater question. I think
No, it's good,
I
though.
think it's
No,
good
we
for
like that.
us.
We like that kind of stuff.
We got a lot to discuss this summer on the podcast, and we're gonna have people call in, and like always. And so you just gave us something else that we can hopefully have a point throughout the summer to bring up again. And
I'll tell you what, man. Just real quick, like Matt said, we're going to talk about it in the future. But man, as someone who has lost before, I've done my time in the IHOP. You know what I mean? Like Ryan's had to eat the hot dogs. There's got to be something. It doesn't have to be that, and it doesn't have to be food, but it's got to be something.
Yeah.
And I know, maybe when the draft comes around and Grant has to wear the vest and he has to give us drinks and things
Yeah.
like that, maybe we'll feel differently. So I reserve the right to change my opinion in the fall time. But as of right now,
True.
I think we need a little bit of something at the end of the season to hold us over until that draft comes around.
yeah, I Pat said it, but I'd love to see Grant sing the national anthem at the draft.
Oh, yeah.
That would be
Oh, so
honestly be enough for me. I'd be very happy to watch that. So, all right, Chip, you want to send us out?
Man, for those listening at home, the music is not working, so we don't have our play in or play out music, but we'll still fade it out like we always do. Ladies and gentlemen of the world, thank you for tuning in to another episode of PMLP Off-Season Edition / Dynasty Edition. Off-Season Dynasty, same, means the same thing. They're synonymous when it comes to fantasy football. This will be our last redraft video for a while. We've got some awesome Dynasty stuff coming up. Some draft recap, some season recap, some trades recap, all kinds of stuff coming on. Then closer to the summer, we'll kick it back in gear and get some redraft stuff going on. But as always, it's a pleasure. Guys, any closing words?
Just thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. Love what you
glad.
guys do.
I'm glad we could do this for Cody's final time ever being a champion.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Yeah, it'll be nice to look back on this and remember this was the day where he stopped being a champion. So,
Yeah.
All right, that'll do it for us from the PMLP. Until next time, peace out.
guys.